Coming up on Film World Community, I give my reaction to the solar eclipse, I got a new tripod, and what's coming up on this week's episode of Premiere Prep. Hey guys, it's me, your host Michael Pendleton, and welcome to Film World Community. So, we don't have any questions this week because we didn't get any in. So make sure that you guys get in your questions for next week's episode of Film World Community. Comments below, Film World Forum, Twitter, etc. So let's go ahead and get on into the rest of this episode. Premiere Prep last week did not happen. I was actually pretty sick. I started to work on it, but I didn't have enough time and it wasn't going to end up being a good episode. And I figured it probably would have just been best, get better, wait, and put out a good episode because I didn't want to put out a bad one, and that's what it would have been. So that's why we didn't have an episode of Premiere Prep last week. And then Premiere Prep this week is going to be on how I get away with using Linux for filmmaking. This is actually going to be a big episode. I really cannot wait to talk to you guys about this. It's going to be really quite amazing, I think, because I want to show you guys exactly how I get through my entire process of filmmaking on a Linux workflow, which many people say is practically impossible. But I do it. So I cannot wait to get that episode out to you guys. It's going to be super fun. I've been already working on it. I'm working on it more right after I finish filming this. And I really want to put some good time and effort into this episode because it's something that really kind of means a lot to me. And I think is definitely something that other people should look at as well. And I want to share just how possible I really think it is and how amazing it really is if you're truly getting into it. So that is coming this Friday, and I cannot wait to have that episode to you guys. And it's already time for the sponsor spot, but we have a lot coming up after the sponsor spot. This episode is brought to you by Edit Share Lightworks. The Lightworks video editor has been used in some of the finest films in cinema history, from Hugo, The King's Speech, to The Wolf of Wall Street, just to name a few. It's available on Windows, Linux, and Mac, and has many advanced features. I started using this editor, and I absolutely loved it, and I was the one who reached out to Lightworks because I loved it so much. And they said yes, and they are giving you guys a 40% off coupon code, which is film_world_2017. All these details are in the description below. Definitely take advantage of this. It is absolutely amazing software, and I cannot thank Lightworks enough for sponsoring this episode. And moving on, we have the resources page on the Film World website. I'm definitely going to be putting some pedal to the metal on this one because I want to get it out to you guys. It's going to be an absolutely amazing page. It'll be a great hub for anybody who wants to just kind of get started with filmmaking, or even if you're already started, it's a great place to go. I want to have some of my favorite YouTubers linked there. I'm going to have gear linked there. I'm going to have free software linked there, or paid software linked there. Just all the things that you need to know, or that you would even like to know, should be right there on this website. I'm really looking forward to it. It should be great. And it's probably going to be a multi-page sort of thing where it's going to go to the resources page, and then there's going to be sub pages on there, so you can go to software, you can go to hardware, you can go to resources, and like videos, tutorials, things like that. Jump around a little bit there, but it's going to be absolutely amazing. Cannot wait to get that up for you guys. It really should be an amazing resource for you guys to use, and I'm really looking forward to it and would love your feedback when it's up. Also, I just got a new tripod. It's a really amazing tripod. For the price, it's definitely within the budget realm, and I cannot wait to get an episode out for you guys on this. In fact, it's going to be all on budget tripods because I want to talk to you guys about what it would really be like if you just only have a small amount of money to go for a good tripod. Can you actually get a good tripod for a small amount of money? And that episode is going to be coming very soon. It really should be a great episode of Premiere Prep, and I think you guys will like that as well. So that's also something cool there. And then moving on, we also have the Eclipse just happened yesterday, as the time of you guys are watching this. Did you guys see it? Did you get any pictures? Let me know in the comments below. And also, share your pictures, and if you'd like them shared on Film World Community, I will show them next episode. So definitely getting your pictures to me via Twitter, email, or Facebook, whatever. And I would love to share them on next week's episode of Premiere Prep. Oh, sorry, Film World Community. All right, so yeah, this is the only picture I got because a storm was coming in and it kind of ruined everything. So I didn't exactly get that Eclipse experience. But I did go and watch some on TV and stuff like that. It was actually pretty cool to see. But that's basically it. Again, get in your guys' pictures and everything, and I will share them on next week's episode of Film World Community. Now, the last piece of business is the Filmworld Community Podcast. I asked last week if you guys would want one, and a couple of people said yes. I was actually kind of pleased to hear that. I'm really kind of thinking that this might be an avenue that I could take for Filmworld Community, and would be a very unique thing that I could do for Filmworld Community, and would definitely be a good, again, resource for you guys. I personally love podcasts. I think you guys might as well. It's really what I do when I'm working on something and I just want to drown things out and I want to listen to something as, you know, kind of strengthens my brain instead of, you know, just music or something like that. I love to listen to a good podcast. Hey Indie Filmmakers is a great one, and I'm not necessarily going to try to compete with that one. I'm going to try to have my own thing. So any input you guys have for a podcast, if you do a podcast, I'd love any tips, because creating up an RSS feed and getting onto iTunes and things like that, I don't exactly have any experience in. So if you guys have anything to say about creating a podcast, definitely let me know, and I'd really appreciate that. That really wraps it up for this week's episode of Filmworld Community. I know it was a little bit off because I know questions and everything, but make sure you guys get your questions in for next week's episode of Filmworld Community. That really wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm your host, Michael Pendleton. Remember, live your life one frame at a time, and I will catch you next time.